Hi there. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Hey, thanks for checking me out. Hope you're having a great day, by the way. Today I'm going to talk to you about the real reason why there's a car shortage. Microchip shortage, what's going on? I'm going to talk to you from maybe a higher dimensional perspective about it, and this will be a little weird, and hopefully enjoy it. Here we go. I'm not sure how I'm going to tell you a story, so I might tell a little backwards, a little forwards, and then meet you in the middle. When you're driving a car, how's it work? So there's a lot of electronic components involved. They keep putting all this extra safety in the car. Every little widget that gets moved, you have a electric seat, everything uses a microchip. There's thousands of microchips in your car. So that's what's going on. Now, supposedly there was one giant factory in Japan that burnt down, and all the contracts went to another. The contracts for other microchip people that built them go to other places, and they were building computers with them and such, and they're making more money with that, so they don't want to do it for the car companies and blah, 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 blah. So, what I was watching, and I had a question about it, like, why would there be a shortage for cars in general of microchips? Like, it doesn't really make sense that one factory burnt down and now there's no cars in the whole world and they can't build them and yada yada. So I had a question on my mind. Now, the other night I was watching the House Ways and Means Committee, and they were doing it was live. I do watch that, and sometimes. And they were talking about cars. And so I had this question. So I started tuning into it, getting more interested. So I said, why is there, he said, well, their cars could be a cyber attack on cars. So I was like, So it turns out, I don't know if you know this or not. So if you're driving an electric car, you're driving a Tesla, it's all electric. Basically, if the police have you in line of sight, they can make a phone call in and they're allowed to turn off your car. So supposedly they're able to do it OnStar. I think they have another way to do it, but OnStar, they can literally turn off your car and your car doesn't run anymore. Gives off the signal to the car, and now your car is discombobulated. It's not working. In the House of Ways and Means Committee, they brought up, what about cyber attack? What would happen if a foreign actor got the ability to hack these microchips in the cars, and all of a sudden all our cars don't work? So I want you to picture this for a minute, that let's say a foreign actor, okay, maybe using a satellite, okay, foreign actor. It could even be one hacker, okay, with a keystroke. He does a program with a keystroke. He pushes a friggin' button, and all the cars don't work. Okay, what would happen? Okay, so that would be mass hysteria. Everybody's going crazy, right? Food shortages. We know it's an attack. They want to blame somebody else. Who knows? Maybe it snowballs into a nuclear armament, and there is a nuclear war, and the whole world explodes. Like, we don't know what could happen, but it wouldn't be a good thing. So at the best case scenario, all the cars stop, or a lot of the cars stop. The older cars won't have this issue. Then you have there's still going to be huge food shortages. We're going to be, probably wanting to, if you think about 9/11, this would be almost worse than 9/11. It's a huge attack. We want to retaliate against somebody. They're gonna blame somebody, and it's war. There's something. It would be very bad. So, using the knowledge of when I see these kind of things, I kind of come at it from a higher dimensional perspective. Sorry, the camera's bouncing around so much. I'm driving on New York City roads, and there are horrible, bouncing around like a Mexican jumping bean. But anyway, so with retrocausality, you say, oh, okay, we're going to have shortages for cars. Let's have this one place in Japan catch on fire, so there are no cars until they can kind of harden these microchips for these cyber attacks, so this doesn't happen and the world hence gets saved. So when you look at things from a different perspective, I kind of look at it and say, gee, I wonder why there's car shortages. I'm sure sometime in the future I'll get the answer to this question, and then I'll see the answer and I go, okay, that's why. So in essence, the reason that there was a fire and there's shortages worldwide and nationwide is because, from my perspective, what I think, and this is a hypothesis, is that there is going to be, or would have been, a cyber attack where it stopped all the cars from working that had these certain microchips working in them, or all of them, and now that perhaps is not going to happen. So does that mean that we don't have to be vigilant against these kind of things? No, absolutely not. In fact, I recommend doubling their efforts on this. Now, is somebody gonna? I doubt anybody's gonna comment, but if you do, say, somebody's gonna say, "Oh, that's why I have an older car." I agree. If you have an older car that doesn't have microchips in it, great. Everybody seems to have these new cars now, but they could literally, you're driving and they decide that they want to turn off your car. They could just press a button from somewhere else and your car would be turned off. And I want you to, again, imagine a foreign actor, an aggressor, an enemy combatant that, we are, if we go to threaten somebody else, and it would be certainly easy for them to just push a button, and certain, let's say certain cars or certain area or certain things, they could target individual things, they could target individual cars. But what if they targeted all the transportation vehicles? What if they targeted all the military vehicles? What if they targeted certain vehicles that was food or gasoline or whatever? So you really have to think about this, because when we're switching over to all electric cars, which they've been pushing super hard to do, all these kind of things are going to be, something that has to be brought up. So I'm bringing them up here in a video saying, watch out. We have to really be vigilant against these cyber attacks where they're going to turn off our vehicles, turn off cars, turn off everything. You could do it remotely, and then we're all in big trouble. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I think it is a good thing right now there's a car shortage, so perhaps we could get our harden these microchips and harden these computer systems and harden these things from cyber attacks. And I'm putting this out as a warning that everybody should do this. If we're gonna go to all electric, we need to go harden these things against remote, attack. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.